Good frosty morning, folks. We got our fire started. It's a cold, chilly morning today. It's Tuesday. We got some board and batten jobs done late yesterday. We were wide open yesterday. I got a ton of wood cut. I did have a little help yesterday morning. My nephew came down to visit and he helped me for a little while. We got some stuff knocked out, and then the rest of the day I just humped it, cutting this board and batten. We almost got this job finished up. I've got all my boards I needed. Now I just got to get these battens finished up. We cut quite a few boards yesterday. Cut all that, and we didn't get a whole lot of battens done. It got cold and dark on us, and we worked a little bit during the dark, but had to call it quits. It is nasty muddy. I got to get this road fixed. I'm gonna have to get the scrape blade on the tractor and fix these mud holes here. Driveway's getting pretty nasty. Skim some of this mud off down here too. We got a fire going though. We got a whole pallet of offcuts. We're gonna turn these into battens. A lot of these look pretty good, but they do have bark on some of the corners. They could probably be flipped over like this one here. It looks almost perfect. But when you flip it over, it's got bark on it. So we're gonna go ahead and turn all these into battens. That should probably get all of our battens we need. We need 100 more. So if not, I got more over there. But yeah, we are wide open trying to get some of this stuff done because we got a lot going on this week. Not so much sawmilling, which we do have a lot of sawmilling to do this week, but we got a lot of other stuff going on as well. Some pretty exciting stuff coming. But right now we got to finish this job up so we can take that day off we need this week. And right now I got to tighten this mill up because I got some bolts kind of getting loose and this head's kind of starting to wobble a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Got a little wobbly going on. I'm gonna tighten some of those bolts up. You have to do it every once in a while anyway, or you should, or either Loctite them from the start. But I'm gonna get that thing tightened up and all snugged up and all the bolts tight. We're gonna get sawmilling. So fire is gonna keep us warm because I'm already feeling the heat from it. All right, we got everything tightened up on there. Should be more stable. It was kind of getting loose. You know, that's the downfall of a bolt together sawmill versus a solid welded frame. Usually after running a long time, it will loosen up. So it's just the nature of the beast. Like I said, I know it's not meant for what I put it through. Probably not meant for half the hours I've already put on it, but it is what it is. And when we upgrade, we're gonna get a much heavier mill, so it can take my abuse. I don't actually abuse it, but we do use it a lot more than it probably could stand. I think it's in the 20s right now in here. Pretty chilly this morning. There was a little ice on the ground, but one of my commenters said it was 1 degree there where he was at. I don't know where you're at, but I'd be moving somewhere. I wouldn't be able to take no 1 degree. But I do remember when we were kids, I think it was like -15 once. At that time, you know, I didn't really know what temperatures was. I was little. We just wanted to play in it. We didn't care. The colder it was different for us. So we had fun playing in the cold. But nowadays, you can have that stuff. I'll do it with my 20 degrees. You can have your 1 degree. That's just insanity. I see why so many people move to Florida now. Before we get started on these battens, I got one thing to fix. I need to fix this bent handle. Yeah, stick that in a vise or something. Yeah, we're gonna fix that real quick. I had a big heavy log. I flipped over on top of this thing and it bent the crap out of that handle. There's quite a few things I need to get adjusted on this. I've got to take those backstops off because we're going to be rebuilding those out of some solid steel, solid bar, instead of that thin hollow stuff. Right there. Oh no. There we go. All right, let's get this fixed. And luckily I've got my handy dandy saw sharpening vise on the trailer hitch. We'll straighten it out with that. Thanks to my buddy Jason. This ought to straighten it right up. We're about to fix that. Yeah, when I have to clamp it real low, the handle gets in the way, it hits the bunk, so, and I can't slide it in and out through the little hole here. Oh, much better. I can't slide it like that because of the bend, but we're pretty straight now. There we go. Let's get it back together so we can start sawing. Grenade. Now I can get up close to the bunk here, down low, because I was hitting that and I wasn't able to slide it over to continue to tighten. And it's still a little sticky, but I think it's more sap in it now. Probably need to put a little grease on it. But I can turn it now. I can tighten my stuff up. Because I was having a problem doing these battens because I had to hook them down real low. All right, right now we're sitting at 35 battens. I've got 100 to make. So actually I got 100 of those to make. Before doing more, I had a question by a viewer, Eric. He wanted to see the grapple I was using on the back of the tractor to pull logs out of the woods. This thing is pretty unique. I know they make these for machines, but the one I have here is homemade. My dad built this years ago, and he didn't build it for looks, so don't judge. He built it for functionality. As long as something worked, he was happy, and it works good. Yeah, here it is. Now this piece here is store-bought up to that part there. The rest of it, my dad built. It is heavy duty. It is a solid piece of work. like I said, he wasn't all about making something look pretty. He was about making something work. And this thing really works. It is solid. It will haul some weight. The only weak point I see is this, and it's not broke yet, so I think it's an old bolt. Yeah, it is definitely an old bolt. But yeah, that thing works great. He built this years ago when he got his first Timber King mill, and has been using it ever since. And now I'm using it. And I'd say this is 2 plates of 1-inch steel welded together here. So that's pretty solid. That's a big, that's about a 3/4 bolt. I guess this piece just had a hole in it, and he put the bolt in there to hold it. Yeah, this piece here is like a store-bought piece, the tongs. I know they got all kinds of them now you can get. Yeah, this thing is a 1-inch steel plate. All welded together. It is solid. And it's heavy too. You can't really lift this thing up, stick it on. You can, but it takes all you got to lift it up, stick it on there. But yeah, that's it, Eric. You wanted to see that and how it was put together. That's it. It's a beast. It's a heavy-duty skidding grapple with a 3-point hitch for the tractor. But yeah, works pretty good. When I drop logs off, I can just go straight down, and the log will go between that crotch, and it spreads it out, and I just pull forward, and it slides over the top of the log. So sometimes I have to help it get around the log because the logs are pretty wide. They don't get into that piece and open up as easy. But getting it off the log is really easy. But yeah, that's the grapple. That's our skidding grapple for a tractor. Works great. Any of you DIYers out there at Sawmill and have a tractor and want to be able to pull logs around, that's one of the easiest ways you can do it. I do use the skid steer if the logs are close, but as you all know, skid steers are pretty slow, and that was probably, I'd say, a good half mile to those logs. And a tractor, you know, it gets up pretty good speed, so you can get back there and pull those logs out pretty fast with it. These battens are quite time consuming, cutting boards down on the mill, edging boards like that, but we don't have an edger yet, so I say yet because we will be getting one. I don't know how quick yet, but we are going to get one because stuff like this right here, we waste so much slab wood, and that slab pile gets so big, and it kills me to see all the nice boards that are in there that could have been lumber. Yeah, this is definitely a process. It helps to have another hand. Bonnie's busy today. She's doing sticker work, sending stickers out. Oh, and that reminds me, we should do another sticker giveaway. If you guys want a free sticker, one of our cool standard living stickers, those right there, drop in the comments, free sticker, and I'll send you a free sticker. No, we sent a ton of those things out, and I did see one commenter say, what are you, like 5 years old, free stickers, laugh out loud. But hey, I like free stickers. I wish more people would give those away. I know a lot of people sell them, but I love the free giveaway stickers. And if you guys have got a sticker from us before, because we have sent a ton of them out, and you stuck it somewhere cool, send us a picture of it. I'll post it on here. I think it'd be cool to see where you put your stickers. But yeah, if you want a free sticker, comment in the comments below, free sticker, and I'll send you a free sticker. But yeah, let's get back to cutting these battens. I got about 90 more to make. 15 left and we'll be done with this. Man, these days are short. Glad they're finally getting longer. We got all those slabs pretty much finished and knocked out, and cut down to 1x3s. Got those out of the way anyway, but man, they are time consuming, good Lord. But we're gonna throw our log on now, get rid of some of these small logs I have. These short ones I cut to 8 foot because I thought we were gonna get 1x10s out of them, and we couldn't. So I should be able to get 16 to 18 boards out of each log. Like I said, we only need 13 more and we'll be good. 13 more and we'll be done with this. I do want to cut some extras, so hopefully I'll have a few extras also. Got that fire screaming now, putting off some heat. Now we got this down to 2 cants, 3" by roughly 9 or so, 10 inches. But I want to point something out real quick here. You see all these battens. You see all those boards there. You see all these boards here. Every bit of that was cut with one single blade. I did not do a blade change during this job, during this part of the job anyway. I wanted to bring that up because the sawmill is starting to get a little harder to push, and it is getting time to replace that blade. But I've cut all those boards and all those battens, and I'm about to finish this job out here with one blade, and it's just insane, the difference in these blades. You know, I know these blades, none of them last forever, and I generally change out the blades pretty often. I try to take them off way before they really need to come off because you know, it really makes the blades last a lot longer if you take them off before they're completely dull, and you take them and you sharpen them. You know, take care of your blades, they'll take care of you, but just like anything else. But I just wanted to point that fact out, that these blades, I've used this one blade through this whole job, and man, it's pretty insane. But we are going to finish this job out with this blade, and then we'll change it out tomorrow because sun's going down. I did go out and take me a nap this evening, and these short days suck. It feels like they take your whole day away. You know, in the summertime, we still got a couple more hours, 3 more hours of daylight. And this time of year, the sun's already going down, so. And I do want to give a shout out to our very first Patron member, Mr. Alvin. He's from Georgia. We really appreciate your support. That's our very first Patron member. We're pretty excited about that. Bonnie's been trying to beef up the page and get a little more content on there and different things. We'll start adding a lot more stuff on it. When you don't have any members on there, it's kind of hard to update and do things on there. But now that we do, we're going to start updating content and early notice about what's going on in our lives and what we're doing before it comes out on video. And also I want to appreciate one of our first members, the YouTube members, my Aunt Diane. We love you. Thank you for joining us, and we appreciate all of you here to support us, and we're really excited about that. So, but yeah, that was our first patron too, and it's pretty exciting. I never thought I'd have a patron, but we do. Thank you, Mr. Alvin. We also got our Facebook page up. I've been posting videos and different things on there. A little bit of stuff here and there on that. Let's cut these last boards and see if the blade will make it to the end. We did just get a brand new box of blades in, so we're gonna be trying those 10 degrees out. All right, that blade made it. We have 16 sitting on the mill, and I got 2 on the ground over there, a total of 18. And that will finish up our order. I only need 13 more. That's part of our edging mess right there. I threw some of it away earlier, but man, that's a big mess there I gotta get rid of. Actually, I might chainsaw that up and use it for firewood in our little fire pit, because it's gonna be cold again tomorrow and this weekend. Yeah, they're saying we're gonna have some nasty weather coming this weekend. I guess the moisture from the south and the cold from the north is coming. They're gonna collide and have a baby, and it's gonna be called an ice storm. But I thought it was pretty interesting. We got all those boards cut with that one blade. I did change it out yesterday morning before we started cutting. My nephew was helping me out. I changed it out right before he got here, and then we started those boards. So we cut all those boards and all those battens with that one single blade. But yeah, I thought that was interesting and pretty cool to point out. Cooks does make a really good product. If you want to try their blades out, you can get 10% off. Use my discount code above here. If you're one of those guys stuck in one brand and think you have to use your manufacturer's brand blades, you don't have to. Cooks makes them for everybody. So try them out. Get that 10% off. I think it's crazy how this phone picks up the low light. Like it looks like daylight out here. It's pretty dark out right now. Sun's pretty much down, and it's getting darker and darker, and it's time for some coffee and time to warm up a little. All right, I gotta move my fire pit away from anything and everything that's important that we care about, so nothing catches on fire. I'll put it out here in the center where it's kind of nasty and muddy. That way nothing catches on fire overnight. Well, we lost our light at the sawmill, so we're back at the house. It's about time to get some dinner. We appreciate you coming. Thanks for joining us. And thanks again to our new patron and our new member. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the support. And if you guys hadn't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like our content. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. We appreciate all of you joining us. We'll see you on the next one.